America, we are not going back. We are not going back.
Vice President Harris accepting the Democratic nomination and warning of serious consequences if former President Trump's elected again.
Consider the power he will have, especially after the United States Supreme Court just ruled that he would be immune from criminal prosecution.
The Vice President said if she's elected,
you can always trust me to put country above party and self.
in closing out the convention in Chicago, Harris said she would be
a president who leads and listens, who is realistic, practical, and has common sense.
Former President Trump not impressed with her speech, telling Fox there was a lot of complaining.
She didn't talk about China. She didn't talk about fracking. She didn't talk about crime. She didn't talk about 70% of our people are living in poverty.
That was after he went to the Arizona border, critical of her and the Biden administration for a record surge of illegal immigration, though that number has come back down recently to 2020 levels. He'll rally in Nevada today, then go back to Arizona. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will also be in that state to make an announcement. There's a lot of speculation that he and running mate Nicole Shanahan may end their independent run for president.
Earlier this week, Shanahan suggested the campaign may be open to ending their bid and joining forces with Trump to stop Vice President Kamala Harris from winning.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. They've pulled the last body out of the wreckage of a luxury yacht that sank on Monday in a storm off Sicily's coast. It may be Hannah Lynch, the missing daughter of billionaire Mike Lynch, whose body was among 5 already recovered by divers. 7 died in all. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, Donald Trump Jr. here. Biden is dead set to fulfill his agenda before leaving office. Translation, more money printing and soaring inflation. Is gold the answer to protect your savings and retirement? To find out, get a free info kit from Birch Gold Group by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. Don't let inflation wreck your IRA or 401k. Act now to secure your future. Text SHELTER to the number 989898 for your free info kit from Birch Gold.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
We already mentioned Arizona being at the center of the presidential campaign today with a Trump rally and perhaps a Kennedy dropout from the race. Now a story that could affect the vote in November in that state, a Supreme Court decision.
The nation's highest court reviving part of the Arizona voter law approved in 2022 that required applicants submit evidence of U.S. citizenship to vote in presidential elections or to vote by mail in any federal election. That 2022 law enacted to prevent non-citizens from voting. The 5-4 ruling by the high courts reinstating a provision of the law in response to a request by the Republican National Committee and Arizona Republicans. The changes have been put on hold following challenges from the Biden administration and other groups that claim the rule violated the civil rights of immigrants and minority voters. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
There's also an election-related lawsuit in North Carolina.
Susan Hogarth took a selfie with her ballot after voting in a primary in March. The problem? State law bans most photography in polling places unless permission is granted by a chief judge of the precinct. Hogarth is now suing the state elections board after it sent her a letter asking her to take the selfie that she posted to X down or face a misdemeanor charge. Hogarth claims her constitutional rights are being violated. Hogarth's ballot shows she voted for Libertarian Party presidential and gubernatorial candidates. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
The FDA has approved updated COVID vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer at a time when infections are rising again, even though the pandemic's over.
COVID activity is now the highest it's been since last winter's surge, according to wastewater tracking data from the CDC. COVID activity in wastewater is currently highest in western states, followed by the South.
That's Fox's Jonathan Sari. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after selling in before the Federal Reserve Chairman's comments on the economy and interest rates this morning. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A manufacturing facility in Ford County closing next year. Rhino Ag in Gibson City reportedly shutting down by the end of March of the new year. Around 80 employees losing jobs. The company says the closure necessary for the long-term sustainability of the company. Layoffs expected to start in October. New mural coming to Paxton to help showcase a new business. One local artist painting a directory of the downtown wall, listing businesses at the location. Nate Grice is adding to the city's collection of artwork and murals. He repainted a similar one across the street of the Commandery building with a vintage aesthetic. A new store, Blush Plus Velvet, will be setting up shop with women's clothing and other items. For the first time since the start of the COVID pandemic, the Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District will operate on full service at the end of this week. MTD explains the pandemic and subsequent bus driver shortages left MTD unable to run full service for the last 4 years. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller, and a good Friday morning. It is August 23. Christian and Riley get married tomorrow. The weather's going to be great. Soya has done his work very well on the meteorological side.
Thank you.
There was a story where a truck rolled over and the cows got out, and they were wandering on I-57 near Tuscola. And then some were loose. How far west or northwest would you have to drive before you could find a cowboy to wrestle them together?
There's people on this story that I just pulled up on horses, and they're trying to wrangle them
but
up.
there's no cowboy around here, is there?
I mean, I feel like there are.
Who's a cowboy that could go, yeehaw, get my lasso, I'm going?
I mean, they're in this picture. I'm not sure who they are.
I'm sure we could find folks to audition.
There's no Montana cowboy in our county.
We don't have time to audition, Greg. They're out there finding the cows that are loose in the fields around Tuscola.
Was the driver okay? I mean, everything, I didn't hear the... Anyway, Cal's going to be okay. We think so. They're going to roust him up.
One was hurt in a crash, but, and I think a cow got hit, but I think there were...
Usual story, man.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, I'm Stevie J. There is Diane Ducey. Greg Solier is our meteorologist, brought to you this morning by Urbana Park District.
And they remind you they got the free fitness coming up in September. And, Labor Day will be here before you know it on September 2nd. So you can experience the pool before it closes then and learn more at urbanaparks.org.
All right, sir, what are you looking at for the weekend, my friend?
Well, perfect weather to get hitched this weekend, get that checked off the box. And next Thursday evening around here, Illinois football, going to be a warm evening out there. Any organized moisture likely to stay well after the ball game and more likely focused onto the front part of the Labor Day holiday weekend with a transition back into some cooler, more seasonal, typical late August, early September temperature readings. That'll be closer to the 80-degree mark as opposed to north of 90 that we'll experience. We'll get close to it here Sunday and into the beginning part of next week. Closest rain out to the west across ranching country of Nebraska and Kansas, and that it will maybe introduce a stray shower threat here over the back end of the weekend. Wouldn't bet on it. Boy, we're going to get a nice swing on these temperatures from the cool of the morning to the heat and humidity over the back end of the weekend. 55 at Willard and Savoy, 52 at Danville, 51 at the Kankakee, 52 over at Decatur, 61 at St. Louis, 61 as well up at Chicago, some 40s down towards Terre Haute and across parts of western Indiana in the lower Wabash Valley. Mostly sunny, turning warmer this afternoon up to 83. Light southeast to south wind, increasing clouds tonight. Milder 64, partly sunny, warm tomorrow. Highs around 87 with a light southeast to south wind early afternoon or late morning. Wetting temperatures somewhere into the 80-degree range by then, I'm sure. Then 67 with a stray shower chance for later tomorrow night. Sunday, sunshine, partly sunny skies, you say. Maybe a shower threat early in the day. No big deal. The high close to 90. Hot, humid weather Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at or north of 90 degrees, 88 with a muggy shower thunderstorm chance in here. That'll be late Thursday night, and then some showers and thunderstorms in here next Friday. Daytime temperatures still into the 80s. For CBT Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Do you still live in Baltimore?
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is a, legend in Baltimore and also the last Republican living there. So congratulations, Nicolee Ambrose. How are you?
Stevie J, always great to be with you.
Couldn't watch a lot of that last night. I just couldn't do it. At some point, I figured there is now an official overdose of gaslighting. And,
yes.
And the stuff is just too much how patriotic they are and how they love their soldier and how they're going to build the strongest defense in the last 4 years. They've cut defense. It just was too much for me, Nicolee. What do you see?
It was the definition of gaslighting the entire convention. This was, if you made a Democrat convention out of George Orwell's 1984, it was this. Quote, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears, end quote. And they worked so hard to erase their record and their branding of the last 40 years, where they went around and said America was the worst country on the planet Earth. And suddenly they think that they can snooker Americans into believing what they peddled for the last 4 days because, you know, the media will mostly go along with them.
Hold on. Trump's not president now? I thought Trump was the president. They said his name 400 times. Oh, he's not the incumbent? I'm really confused now. What?
There's nothing else they can talk about other than how much they hate Donald Trump. And it apparently justifies them standing on stage with a theme for every single speaker being to completely lie about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's record, completely deny their record. And in Kamala's term last night in her speech was, consider the consequences of Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's consider the consequences of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, which she promises to give us more of. Oh, do we want to, abandon $7 billion of military equipment in a once allied country, leave it to the wolves and give it to the Russians and Chinese and then have them invade other countries? Check. We have that under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Do we want 20% food inflation? Check. We've got that. Do we want 50% inflation in the cost to insure our homes and our cars? Check. We have that. 32% energy inflation? Oh, we also have that. But she's promising a better America? No, she's promising even worse, more expensive policies because she's promising price controls on food. Because apparently we want to go to the grocery store and not only pay more, but instead have nothing to eat.
I don't understand
Remarkable.
a whole lot of this. I just don't. I'm going price controls. They've tried that before, and mom and pops lose their jobs. They lose their businesses, and there's 2 stores, and then there's shortages. There's no ketchup in town. I mean, this is it's just hard to even realize that she might win with this. I'm convinced I could go to the mall in Champaign-Urbana, and I could find 2 people that the Democrats could churn through their machine and they could just be exactly where Kamala and Tim Walz are. If they can read, I can make that happen.
It's scary to know that they can sit there, and whether it was lying about national defense, as they did throughout the 4th night, or whether it was lying about every and any other thing over the previous 3 nights before that, it is. And the problem is there's people who will blindly believe whatever they are told from that convention. And I noticed another big change is they kept referring to, Republicans will come after us. Don't believe the Republican lies. It's like, what? About facts? About pointing out your record? About inflation? About, what hardship Bidenomics has caused every single one of us Americans to make our lives unaffordable? And here's what Kamala Harris and Tim Walz can promise you. They are both from states that people are fleeing. California is the number 1 state that people are fleeing in America.
Yeah.
And why? California is a beautiful state. It's stunning. It's paradise in some places. But why are they leaving? They say it's because it's too expensive. And these are the exact policies that she wants to bring to the rest of America. And under Joe Biden and her leadership, they have brought that. Our lives are unaffordable.
Outside of September 10 for a debate, does she have to talk to anybody? Can she just do what she's doing? Everybody's crying with joy because you're not broke. You don't understand. You're wrong. Everything's good in your life, right? So can she get away without talking to a one-on-one media kind of thing, or can she just not do that?
Oprah said joy, so therefore we must believe it. I think obviously that's been their strategy. And obviously from the way that convention was structured and the way all of her media engagements have been, the Democrats are terrified to hear her speak off a teleprompter. They're also clearly don't want Tim Walz to speak too much because he had one of the shortest speeches of the convention. So here they have a party which is afraid to hear their presidential and VP nominee speak. And I'm sure, they talk about, the time frame is so short. So I'm sure they think they can keep up the ruse of just giving teleprompter speeches. The debate is not going to work well for her. She's very flat-footed whenever she speaks. But hopefully, we're going to hope that even the liberal media was starting to complain that she wouldn't interview with them before. Let's hope they get back to that within a week after the convention.
It's Nicolee Ambrose, the last Republican in Baltimore. How can people connect with you, Nicolee?
Oh, I'm online, NicoleeAmbrose.com, NICOLEE. Facebook at Nicolee USA, Twitter at Nicolee Ambrose.
We'll see what happens. Always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Great chatting.
All right, 7:16 on ESPN 93.5. Text me, 217-359-2255. That's the Fisher National Bank text line. Diane Ducey has sports headlines.
That's right. We've had a 3-0 win over Milwaukee yesterday, and here's your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney. The Cardinals finished off their homestand against the Dodgers and Brewers, going 3-3, and they won 2 out of 3 against the division-leading Milwaukee Brewers by shutting them out on 3 hits, 3-0.
A great ending to the series and to the homestand for the Cardinals. Ryan Helsley picked up the save, his 39th. Miles Michaelis got the start. For the Cardinals, he was outstanding. Only 2 hits allowed in 6 innings. Look, a very good Brewers team, but they only managed 3 hits in the game.
Oliver Marmol and Dusty Blake, just like they'd like to have it, where they had 6 out of the starter. Then the big 3, Kittredge, who got the win. Romero a hold, Helsley the save.
I love the slider of Kittredge, and JoJo got his guys as well.
The Cardinals move on to Minneapolis, where tonight they open up a 3-game series against the Twins. Andre Palante against right-hander David Festa. Palante goes for his 6th win. On the air at 6:15. Ricky will have the lineups at 7. I'll bring you the first pitch around 7:10.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
All right, we had the Cubs win 10-2 over Detroit, and now they've got a series starting up against. Today is
Illinois' game next Thursday. I'm kind of
the Marlins.
Okay,
6:10 start.
Illinois and Eastern.
Yes,
is kind of on the radar.
That's where our focus is.
Yeah.
And great to see Shauna Green, our Illinois women's basketball coach, honored with Diamonds, Desserts, and Distinction to help out Girl Scouts of Central Illinois yesterday.
And on Q96, the Bears win again.
Yes!
They're undefeated. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Nobody played, but that's okay. They're 4-0. Weather brought to you by Carl.
And Carl reminds you, if you're looking for a job in healthcare and you care about the community members across the region and you'd like an opportunity to serve in a supportive environment, visit carl.org/careers.
Shauna Green was good, huh?
She was terrific.
Yeah. Wonderful basketball coach for the women
Great
in Illinois.
Great to high-five Josh Whitman, too, our athletic director.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Fox Business coming up.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign and Penn Saturday, and the warm-up gets underway here on this finally Friday. Extends into the weekend, a more typical summertime feel, and just remote chances for a stray shower over the back end of the weekend. Better chances for some organized rainfall late next week. Otherwise, warm weather and dry weather expected for next Thursday night football over at Memorial Stadium. Warmer afternoon in store here on this finally Friday. Mostly sunny up to 83, increasing clouds tonight, milder 64. Partly sunny for the day tomorrow, high about 87. Maybe a stray shower late tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. Then partly sunny, very warm, more humid, the high close to 90 for the day on Sunday. Hot weather Monday and Tuesday as well as Wednesday. Lower 90s by day, upper 60s at night. Maybe a stray shower late Thursday night. Then a couple of showers and thunderstorms on a cold front next Friday. High temperatures of the upper 80s on Thursday. That's next Thursday, and into the 80s for next Friday. Cooler weather is shaping up for the Labor Day holiday weekend. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Shares of human resources app Workday are rallying up nearly 12%. It's expecting revenue from subscriptions will grow 15% a year for the next couple of years. Workday says the company's finance and human resource software products are resonating because they allow companies to become more productive. Wall Street is anticipating comments today from Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Investors are looking for guidance on when and by how much the Fed will cut interest rates. Tesla shares are higher, up more than 1%. Lower interest rates would make Tesla cars more affordable. Another discount retailer is reporting upbeat earnings. Ross Stores says sales were up 4% at existing stores, and its earnings topped expectations. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Hey, it's Derek Piper and Lante from The Drive. We're going to be at Pia's for our first live broadcast of the season, Wednesday, August 28th at 3 p.m.
And we got a couple of surprise guests joining us, including a wrestler from AEW's Dynamite and Rampage. Plus, we'll have some great prizes to give away, including free pair of tickets to the Illini season opener against EIU.
Enjoy some great food and drink specials, and come out and join us to kick off a new football season.
It's at Pia's, 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign. Go Illini!
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
All righty, so here we are into Friday. It is August 23. I'm not the wedding. It's really, I don't know how to feel. I'm so happy, but I'm reticent too.
Right.
Because, yeah.
And sometimes you get caught up in all the I have to-do list before the wedding that you forget. So I'm glad you're, reminiscing.
No, I mean, this is exactly what you'd want for your child, to find an absolutely wonderful woman in Riley suits, but he's not going to come home anymore.
Right.
And he's been living at home for 2 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, he went to college. We've moved the kids 50 times. I mean, so they've lived away from home.
Yes.
Well, this is
they have their own jobs. They're making their way.
And it's like, wait a minute. You can't just go on this Caribbean cruise. You have to work? What's that?
Right.
We used to pull them out of school. They do homework on the road. We did homeschool before it was cool. I mean, all that stuff. Anyway, it's just, I'm so happy. But also, it's, you're turning the corner, and we all know what's next.
Yeah.
We're now older.
Yeah.
And all of that. And I'm in my head, I still am, 17, taking on Rod Swihart in a little one-on-one. So I just, it's amazing the speed of time and how fast things go and evolve and things change. And I remember one DJ I worked with many years ago, the great Kim Love. And he always said the only constant is change. And there's just always things evolving, and it does. Life changes and moves around. You adapt a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm so excited for Christian and Riley tomorrow, and we're excited to get together for a rehearsal dinner tonight and a rehearsal. So I had to kind of go find what I'm wearing tonight. I never think about that.
That's right.
What am I wearing? Okay.
Because rehearsal dinner is, you want to look nice, but it's not the fancy that you're going to be on Saturday.
Went to Michelle's yesterday and actually tried it on. Usually I don't try it on, but I think I've changed a little bit with my body, all this CrossFit.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, is this too tight? And apparently I said, if this feels a little European. I mean, I'm not the guy that you'd see in a magazine. I don't know. Are we sure we don't want to?
I mean, you're not doing that ankle revealing kind of
pants.
Oh,
no. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I mean, they actually hemmed it while I was there because it was a little long.
Okay.
But the pants are a little tighter than I'm used to as an old man. So when you're 90, you don't wear tight pants. So these are a little snug on the calf and the leg. Anyway, I hope it's okay, but nobody's going to notice me, and that's exactly right. It should be all about Christian and Riley. They're going to look great. I know what Christian's going to look like. I have no idea Riley. I know that they're excited to reveal her dress.
Well, the Venue CU is just a wonderful space.
Yep.
And I was at a event yesterday saluting Edgar Allan Poe and some spooky stories being told and poems. It was awesome.
If you're confused by Diane Ducey, she essentially, her over-under on events in a day is 7. I mean, and she'll
for the
flash
Diamonds,
in.
Dessert, and Distinction.
She's got the list. She'll flash in for 10 minutes, then she'll go to the next one, and it's essentially 7.
But such a great time seeing so many different type of people and stuff yesterday, too. And, of course, my daughter, Gabrielle, came down from Milwaukee, and she wanted to be a part of this event, too. She likes that sort of thing.
I mean, kind of scary, creepy, isn't it?
It was.
Edgar Allan Poe.
And I really enjoyed
Raven?
it.
Wasn't the
yes,
Raven? Yeah.
Nevermore.
Yeah.
And the way the actor, expressed the poem word for word, and it was interesting, very interesting.
Okay, so she had time to do that with the,
At the
banquet last night,
and I saw Dan Church, and Dan
and Miranda do a great job over there.
For sure,
yeah,
so fun.
All right, we're gonna break. Brother Johnny's coming up. What do you think of? I don't know if he got through the whole Kamala thing. I saw some of it, and I just can't. When they say things when I know to be absolutely false, it's very hard to sit through. Because I know what the left is, and they're waving flags, and they're talking about how they love America and this defense. How come they cut defense every single year since they've been in office? And why is Donald Trump the incumbent? Okay, but I thought he left in 20. The whole election thing.
Right.
They're the incumbents. And if you don't like the price of everything, you blame them.
Right.
And if Kamala's going to do everything day one, why didn't she do it now?
We're in the chapter now that you're criticizing.
You just can't. It's called gaslighting. Okay. We're learning a new word. Mm-hmm. They're saying stuff that just isn't true, and the people that are for them say it is. And so that's where you've got your big divide. You're saying, wait a minute, I got all this video, and I have what they've said before, and then they're saying completely opposite last night to because they got a bigger audience. Mm-hmm. But that's not right. Anyway, 7:28. Love you. We'll be right back. Tim Onstott, Gale Frericks Trucking, Dedicated Diesel. How is everything at Dedicated Diesel and Dixie Chopper?
Well, Dedicated Diesel is going great guns. A couple weeks ago, Donna put in an order for some new machines. We got some great fall deals. We've sold most of the inventory, so we got in a new shipment. We've got new Classics, Blackhawks, Excaliburs, Eagles, Z2, and the new Falcon. That is a nice mower.
So when people try it and get on it, I bet the higher percentage buys them, probably feeling the handling and everything?
Yeah, it's hard to go back to something else once you've driven a Dixie Chopper. And that Falcon seat is the most comfortable mower seat I've ever been on. It is incredible. The Falcon, we've got a great deal on that for $7,000. The introductory price is $9,000 on it, and we're going to get rid of them as fast as we can. But that's a 60-inch deck on that Falcon, so you can do residential, commercial, cut a lot of lawn with that.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Vice President Kamala Harris accepts the Democrats' presidential nomination on a night when President Biden would have been giving that speech if he'd stayed in the race.
The path that led me here in recent weeks was no doubt unexpected. But I'm no stranger to unlikely journeys.
Former President Trump on Fox after the speech is asked about the vice president's rising poll numbers.
No, she's not having success. I'm having success. I'm doing great with the Hispanic voters. I'm doing great with black men. I'm doing great with women because women want safety.
He campaigns in Nevada and Arizona today. The bodies of all 7 people killed in a yacht sinking off the coast of Sicily Monday have now been recovered. Hannah Lynch had been the last person unaccounted for. Her father, the British tech entrepreneur Mike Lynch, is among the dead. 15 people survived. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, the rollover crashed south of Tuscola, releasing cows onto Interstate 57 and shut down the highway Thursday morning. I-57 closed in both directions near the Tuscola exit. It reopened just after 9 a.m. Troopers say the initial crash happened around 2:30 in the morning near milepost 211. A manufacturing facility in Ford County closing next year. Rhino Ag in Gibson City reportedly shutting down by the end of March of next year. Around 80 employees losing their jobs. The company says the closure necessary for the long-term sustainability of the company. Layoffs expected to start in October. Public parking outside one building in downtown Champaign going to be unavailable going forward due to the needs of that building. It's the Champaign School District's Young Adult Program building at 402 North Randolph Street. Public Works installing a special loading and unloading ramp to accommodate specialized pickup and drop-off vehicles, as well as for ambulances should the need arise. You're locally up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller. We check our weather brought to you this morning by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvements, siding, windows, doors, roofing, outdoor living. Explore at kramersiding.com.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Welcome to Friday and hip hip hooray for the upcoming weekend. Summertime weather returns across the area. Minimal rainfall chances over the back end of the weekend. Better organization to rainfall probably a week from now. Come next Friday, looks to be a warm next Thursday evening over Memorial Stadium for Illini football. Warmer this afternoon, mostly sunny up to 83. Light southeast to south wind for tonight, increasing cloudiness will level off to a milder overnight low down to about 64. For the weekend, partly sunny, seasonal warmth back in for the day tomorrow. Mid and upper 80s. We'll target 87 tomorrow afternoon with a light southeast to south wind in the 60s and a stray shower late tomorrow night. Maybe an isolated shower here Sunday morning. Then very warm, more humid in the afternoon. Partly sunny, up close to 90. We'll make the lower 90s Monday and Tuesday. Highs near 90 next Wednesday. And maybe a shower or thunderstorm late Thursday night after football. More likely into next Friday. High temperatures late next week in the 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Pete Olchis, Greg Solgay.
Well, okay. Brother Johnny down in New Orleans, Louisiana, jumps on Fridays. Johnny!
Hey, Stevie, how are you doing up there?
Illinois State Police have released more about the cattle hauler trailer that rolled over at I-57 near Tuscola. They say the cows got out, 67 of them. They closed the road for 7 hours as they tried to roust them up, and I said
2:30 to 9:30 yesterday morning.
How far would we have to drive to find a cowboy? And Mike Moran?
Yeah.
Mike Marin apparently
was texted in.
State Representative Mike Marin apparently is a cowboy, so I thought we'd have to drive to South Dakota to find our first cowboy.
Well, no, there's probably some around there, but that sounds like quite an event. There weren't too many if it took them 7 hours, but yeah. Whatever.
Well, you don't want to hit a cow, I presume.
No. 67. That's a lot of cows.
Yeah, and that did happen. They said about 20 died in all this.
Yeah.
Man.
And then they say I think there's 18 or something on the loose still. So trying to be wrangled up, and they're leaning on University of Illinois Vet Med to some of those students getting in on this as far as how to navigate this kind of an accident. So,
wow.
359-2255 if you know anything about that on the Fisher National Bank text line. Here's Tony's comment. The beatings will continue until you feel joy, dang it. So,
Johnny, I just determined my level of gaslighting ended last night. Couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I'm hearing too many things that I know as a human being based on factual video and audio that I have, that what they were saying this week, in large part for me, I can refute.
Well, I can say that I missed Kamala. I was just getting over being sick, and Tuesday I watched Michelle Obama, and my immune system shut down, and I had a relapse.
Oh,
so
darn it.
I couldn't go back. I couldn't go back to her. I'm starting to come back again. Can't. Got a big wedding this weekend.
You betcha, and Johnny's coming. All right, so speaking of Michelle and Barack, this is a woman that went to Twitter, and I'm finding Twitter to absolutely have everything. There's no editing. There's no censoring.
Okay.
Elon Musk has let it go.
Okay.
So you're going to hear everything. So this is a woman who took to her Twitter.
Hi, I'm Laverne Spicer, and I watched the DNC convention the other night, and I was watching the Obamas. I watched Obama and Michelle make their great speech. And I was thinking the whole time, the first time he got elected to office, we, the black people, were so excited to have a black president in office. But you know what? We're not going to be fooled. Obama, you fooled us one time. And one time only. We're not going for that same old bullshit again. Not this time around. Last time we listened to your speech and Michelle's speech, and we just thought y'all was going to do so much to help us. And y'all didn't do a mother help the black people. Yeah, you helped the trans movement, and you helped the others, but you did nothing to help we the black people.
Well, I wonder how prevalent that, I had to edit that, of course, but I wonder how prevalent that feeling is still in the black community.
Well, it's prevalent. There's a lot of people that will say the same thing, and actually Trump did pretty well, considering. Mm-hmm. And remember, it's hard because regardless of what the issue is, the Democrats, who are the divisive ones, they want to unite and quit dividing, but they'll stop anything a Republican will do, and it doesn't matter what the issue is. It's funny, Steve. I was reading a great book, by the way, by Senator Rand Paul called Deception, and we're still paying for gain-of-function research. They made the COVID virus in the lab in Wuhan. That's pretty much 100%, and they're still working on more viruses that can kill us. The Democrats won't even go to a hearing about it, not because they don't understand that they could suffer from a new pandemic, but because Rand Paul brought it up. That's all it is. It's all about identity politics and personal attacks. The issues can be secondary. Just have hope. Just listen, the invasion across the border, it's not the best thing in the world, but hope that it'll come out, because we're not going to do anything about it. And now we hear Kamala say she's got to do something about it. And the reason I do know why she's not doing anything about it today, because she's too busy campaigning about what she's going to do about it in January.
Yeah, right. I don't get it.
Can't do it. Can't get to it today.
You got the power. And then I said earlier in the show, I asked our guest, I said, Trump's not the incumbent? Because he sounds like the incumbent. The way they're talking, he's not in office.
Well, you want to know the truth? It's almost like the lady was saying on Twitter. It's the same old thing. It's like going back to 2008 with Obama. They're saying the same thing. Yeah. We need change and hope.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You've had it 12 out of 16 years. Yeah. And the only good part was Trump.
Well, don't forget, we're supposed to be joyful, and the fact that your money situation is bad is not true. Hey, look at the stats. It's not true.
You're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. Okay, Joe Concha was on Fox last night about, can Kamala just keep this going? Just Forget talking to anybody. Just do her thing from the podium.
That's the whole thing, Joe. They're literally saying she can just stay on this path and she wins.
She can't win if she stays on this path, Trace. Let's be very clear. This convention was presented entirely under the premise that Donald Trump is actually the incumbent of the past 3.5 years, and all the inflation, all the crime, all the illegal immigration, all the hundreds of terrorists who have entered this country, all the wars that have begun are not the fault of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, but instead is simply stuff that happened without anyone responsible, I guess, except for Donald Trump, without being in office. This was the all foam and no beer speech convention, all sizzle and no steak. It was the Festivus, as I know you're a Seinfeld fan, Trace, of gatherings in Chicago, an airing of grievances under the premise on day one, Kamala Harris will solve all the problems that she helped create. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's name, in the most vile of terms, was broached hundreds of times. If you look at the transcript, the bottom line is that this gaslighting can't continue. And when that debate happens on ABC September 10th, I think things will be exposed then that won't be exposed before then, because Kamala Harris, between now and then, will never do a press conference that you could deliver.
Is he right?
Well, I don't know if she will or not. I think he's right about she can't win with the strategy. I think that they're gaslighting themselves. I mean, this is not 1965 where we have one channel to watch. All this is out there, Steve. What do you mean they're not exposing it? Nobody's watching them. Remember the problem they have? They don't have the ratings. It's Twitter, okay? Yes, it's Facebook. It's all out there. You can see both sides of it. And all you can really do is agree the border's sealed. That's your defense. What are you going to do about the border? It's sealed. It's sealed.
So, good.
Well, what about all the crime? Trump. And so, that's not going to change no matter what anybody sees. I'm not looking forward to the debate because it's set up for Kamala. There's all kinds of bias in that arena. As you know, Kamala knows who runs ABC News and has known him for 30 years. And then they'll have their usual moderators. And this time they're not going to go so easy like they did when they set poor Joe up. So that's not good. And she won't go anywhere near Fox. And people aren't impressed with this. It's so smart. She's not telling us what she's really like. Well, why do you think that is? And we already know what she's really like.
Well, we've had a lot of samples and a lot of video and audio to tell us what she believes and what she's like, but not this week. It's different. She's evolved. By the way, Dana Walden is her name. That's the head of ABC News. He's contributed to Kamala. They've known each other, good friends for a long time. It feels like a conflict for me.
Well, it's a conflict. That's called a conflict.
Yeah, all right.
That's not a controversial thing. That they're going into the conflicted arena for Trump, but refuse to go anywhere near what would be a conflicted arena for her. You know, she won't play fair. She won't do it. Yeah. She doesn't have the guts. And I don't think that's the kind of president you want against Putin and Xi Jinping, by the way.
It's Brother Johnny in New Orleans in the Tapman's Towing phone line 743 on ESPN 93.5. So today, Donald Trump is in Phoenix, actually Glendale, and so is Robert Kennedy Jr.
That's right.
There is word, Johnny, that he's getting out and will endorse Trump and perhaps get a secretary in a cabinet kind of a thing. And Health and Human Services is the buzz, where he can go after chronic diseases and things like that, where he's very affluent, very, very well-versed in that area. But the Kennedy family is shocked and can't believe this wayward son. Could he possibly endorse a Republican?
Well, first of all, he's a pretty straight shooter. I disagree with a lot of his environmental things, but he believes it, right? He's not a gaslighter or a manipulator. And the other thing is, Stevie, I remember one thing Michelle said is, how about the people who are whining and then things don't go well and then they're losing, so they just change the rules. And she's looking right at Joe Biden, right? and the same with Kennedy. They banned him, they barred him, they attacked him. You're not going to say that. Get out of our party. Who do you think you are, a Kennedy? I mean, that's why he's doing this. He can't believe the viciousness and the malice that he's seen, and I think he probably deserved better than that. So he has a different opinion. They don't want to hear it. They talk about freedom and democracy, but they're acting like they're totalitarian of oppression. So it's the same old theme, which is who are you going to believe, me or your own eyes? And that's what they did this week. They put on a believe us, don't look around.
A court this morning has said RFK Jr.'s lawsuit against Joe Biden for censorship can go forward. So there's that. That came out this morning. Brian Kilmeade, Fox News, said the DNC theme that Donald Trump is selfish, wants to, see who benefited most from the White House. Here's a list. Barack Obama was worth, I guess, $1.3 million when he became president. Now that number's at 70. George W. was at $20 million. He got to 40. Bill Clinton was $1.3 million. 241 million now is what the Clintons are.
Oh, that Bill.
Wow.
George Herbert Walker Bush went from 4 million to 23 million. Donald Trump went from 3 billion to 2.3 billion. He lost money on this deal.
He paid for the service, and I don't know why it's so hard to see that. And I know people don't like him. I know a lot of people, Steve, that just can't stand Tom Brady. Can't stand him. I bet they put him at quarterback, though.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you got to get the right guy for the job. And the things you don't like about Trump aren't things that stop him from doing a good job. They actually help him do a good job. Putin doesn't particularly like him either. But he wouldn't have invaded Ukraine if Trump was president.
No, there's a lot that wouldn't happen. Afghanistan wouldn't have happened, obviously, when that went down.
Afghanistan, and don't forget that we gave Iran billions of dollars after Trump was defeated.
Yeah.
And then they took the money and supported Hamas and Hezbollah, and now look at it.
Yeah. No, that's right.
And this is a direct correlation. You got to put two and two together. We don't want that to keep happening. They're still going to do money to Iran. And don't forget about this unknown issue, this gain-of-function research. Steve, they're making viruses that are far more dangerous than anything we've seen that would never occur naturally, just to see if they could kill them. Well, how'd that work out the first time one got out?
Why are we doing that again? Why would
because they want to make sure that we're ready for the next big one, which wouldn't come if we hadn't made the virus.
Exactly. Why would we make a virus that can kill humanity? Why would we?
I mean, that's what we got to worry about. We talk about enriched plutonium. What about making these viruses? And we're still funding it through various groups from this country and the World Health Organization.
Dr. Fauci said they weren't, Johnny. He said
I know, and that's been debunked. And actually, Rand Paul's book, that Deception that he wrote, it's quite a record. And they found out in January of 2020 that they had inserted these enzymes, genetic strings into this virus. They couldn't even infect an animal with it after they were done because it was so humanized. And they covered it up. The emails came out because they sued for all the emails, and it took 3 years, and no one's reporting it to you. And Fauci resigned, by the way. So it's true. That is true.
Well,
we funded that research. I don't know that it was on purpose, but the guys who created the virus, which, by the way, it's like a software program. Here's this virus, and here's that virus. And the guys who managed to create it, all three of the ones working closely on it got the virus. They got the COVID, and they were the first ones. So, yeah, that's an interesting story that's just not out there. And I think it's extremely important because you saw what happened when we had our pandemic. That was bad. And that was you know what the morbidity percent was in the end, Steve? 0.3% for COVID. 0.1 is flu, 0.3 for COVID.
Wow.
And most of that, it was probably much higher at the higher rate, and it was about the same as flu for younger people. So it was bad, but it was nothing like the price we paid for it. And they're still working on more.
All right. Finally, what impact would RFK endorsing Trump have? Do you think it will have an impact?
I think it'll have a big impact because the Kennedys are kind of the iconic Democrat, okay? Those are the Democrats that my buddies who are still Democrats think of. They haven't been around for a while, but that's kind of the bond that keeps the progressives in power, because they've got that "I got to vote Democrat" thing. And if Robert Kennedy's son, endorses Trump, that's going to be tough.
Well, I've heard Democrats say, "Well, it's just sad. It's just sad."
Look what they say about Clarence Thomas. If you talk about helping minorities, they don't even count him. If you're against them, you're bad. It doesn't matter who or what you are. If you're for them, then they emphasize how you look or what you do. They're so hypocritical, and it's been so open. They rely on the media. I think they're overconfident in the media. They allow on their system of voting, and I think they're a little overconfident in that, not as overconfident. And I think Robert F. Kennedy's endorsement will make a lot of difference. But I think it's also a signal that someone like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. can even think about abandoning this party, because the ticket, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, is unbelievable. It's like, I told you that I would have picked those two to run against.
Yeah.
If you said, well, who could we beat? Well, I don't know. Well, how about Kamala Harris and that guy from Minnesota?
Yeah, right. No, it's shocking, but Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are more liberal than Bernie Sanders. How can that be? How can that be? I don't. They're more radical, and when you say liberal, that's really not fair to the word liberal. I mean, I don't think that allowing the state to decide if a 7-year-old needs to have a sex change without consulting that 7-year-old's parents is liberal. I think it's criminal. I agree.
But that's a law in Minnesota.
Well, next Thursday night, Illinois plays Eastern to kick off the football season, Johnny.
Wow-wee.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yep.
Football season already.
Yep.
I mean, technically speaking, in Dublin, Ireland, it's Florida State and Georgia Tech tomorrow at 11 a.m. They're saying that's the first game of the season.
Wait, which one is that, Diane?
Florida State and Georgia Tech tomorrow in Dublin, Ireland.
Dublin, Ireland.
Okay.
And then you got, some high school football going on. Well, Centennial keeps the momentum going. How about Muhammad Seymour? Unity and St. Joe Ogden supposed to both be great this year.
When is the first game for high school around Champaign?
I gotta think it's next Friday.
I think so.
I would think it's next Friday night.
August 30th.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just, boy, time flies, Steve.
No, it's amazing how fast the seasons go. Do you find yourself thinking what month you're in versus what day it is, Johnny? Because that's where I am. I have to think about it.
Yes. Yeah, and even what year it is. But so hang on.
Well, I'm looking at Unity's schedule. They play at Prairie Central. That's going to be interesting. They're a good team. And then they got to go to St. Joe in week 2 this year.
Wow.
And then they play Illinois Valley Central, who has a number 1 something running back that's going to some major D1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So St. Joe, Unity's got themselves their hands full early in the season.
Okay.
We'll see what they got. They're supposed to be very good, but so St. Joe Ogden. So it's kind of fun. Okay, Johnny, we appreciate the time. And, we'll see what happens now. The conventions are over. It's on, and we go with the debate on September 10. There'll be a lot of people watching. I hope there's nobody there, and I hope the mics are cut off again. I'd like that.
Yeah, I don't know what they'll do with that. I do think the campaign is starting now. All the luminaries are dispersing, and Kamala and Tim are stuck with each other, so let's see how they do. But they got very little to say that people really want. Most of the things they're for, it's 70 against 34.
Yeah.
And so see if they can overcome that, because that's about as overwhelming agreement as you'll get in 2024 in this country, 70 to 30.
All right, we'll catch up next week. We'll see you this weekend for Christian and Riley's wedding, so we're excited
All right,
about that.
Stevie Jay.
Thank you, Johnny.
All right, you're father of the groom now. It's a little different.
Yep.
Diane, it's a different thing, the daughter versus the son.
Right.
It's a completely different cultural role for the parents.
I know
and,
that.
it's a lot of fun for both, and it's less stressful when you're the father of the groom, Stevie Jay.
I'm just kind of, I'm reminiscing too much to really consider the point where we are now. I joke with the kids that I'm up there pretending there's a microphone with a wire cord, and and in second grade, there's this one time I won't get in, and then in third grade, it was just murmur. But I don't speak at the wedding. I speak at the rehearsal dinner.
But I'm just saying, is your experience more stressful?
We're
different.
Janet's doing a lot. So it's not as much, but it's a lot. We had, but there's the list of things to get done still. It just we got to remember that this is a great weekend for Christian O'Reilly. It's exactly what you want. But then he's a man. He's married, and I won't see him as much. And even though he's 5-6 minutes away, it's still too far. Come on back. Come on. I said,
no, it's a big deal.
I mean, the Wright brothers stayed home until they were 45. Okay, come on, man. Anyway,
oh dear,
it's just great, Johnny. Great talking to you. Well,
you too.
See you tonight.
Diane. Thanks, Jay.
Have a good weekend,
brother Johnny in New Orleans. He'll be up briefly for the weekend. So. Okay, got a break for the news. Hey, Ryan Heiser's coming in. He's
good.
He's the president of Fisher National Bank.
And they're a presenting sponsor. Mahomet Music Festival out of the gate today after 5. So you have the Lions
Beautiful
Club.
weather for all that, right?
I know it.
Man.
Well, it's going to be a little warmer, but there's plenty of drinks. There's the food trucks. There's
Summertime.
the carnival.
Let's go.
All of that.
That'll be fun.
So the rear view is the Pearl Jam tribute band that hits the stage at 9 tonight. Looking forward to
Everybody
that.
knows who Pearl Jam is. That's for sure.
Stevie.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll have to queue up Even Flow, I think, and get Rearview's version of that, because that's one of my favorites from Pearl Jam.
Yep, you'll
and
be
then
jamming.
I'll be bringing on Drew Baldridge tomorrow at 7:30 and Dylan Scott at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Of course, open music. It's a great time in Mahomet.
All right, talk a little about that coming up. It's Friday. It's August 23. The news is next.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
Do you have great customer service skills and cash handling experience? If so, Prospect Bank could be the place for you. Our Champaign branch is looking for a dedicated, hardworking, friendly employee to join our team. Does working at a dog-friendly bank with great benefits and competitive products and services sound like something for you? Come join me, Jason Bergner, Senior Vice President, and either continue or start your career in banking today. Visit our website at bankprospect.com and click on Careers to apply.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Beautiful day again. We're headed to 84. We began the morning in the low 50s. Now it's 58 degrees. Greg Sollier, brief us again coming up next for the weekend. It's now 8 o'clock. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
After replacing Biden, the candidate, Vice President Harris wants to succeed Biden, the president. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I see a nation that is ready to move forward.
Vice President Harris accepting the Democratic nomination, telling the convention in Chicago, we have a chance
to move past the bitterness, cynicism, and divisive battles of the past.
And Harris says building up the middle class will be a defining issue of her presidency.
An opportunity economy where everyone has the chance to compete and a chance to succeed.
Warning of serious consequences of a second Trump term.
Doesn't actually fight for the middle class. Instead, he fights for himself and his billionaire friends.
The vice president also claimed that former President Trump would raise taxes with a tariff on imports, which he bristled at, telling Fox,
I lower taxes. She's raising taxes. She's going to give a tax increase of 4 to 5 times what people and companies are paying right now. The country will go into a depression if they do it.
The former president also told Fox he heard a lot of complaining in her speech without much policy. Today he'll campaign in Nevada and then in Arizona for a second day, where his campaign says they'll have a special guest. Could it be Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? He'll make an announcement today in Arizona, perhaps ending his independent run for president.
I respect him. He respects me. I have no idea if he's going to endorse me.
And more than a month after the Trump assassination attempt in Pennsylvania, a threat in Arizona.
Ronald Seibert now behind bars after allegedly threatening to kill former President Trump on social media. The 66-year-old was taken into custody in Arizona without incident yesterday, according to a spokeswoman for the sheriff's office there. The man had several other warrants out for his arrest for separate incidents.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter, and they found the final person missing off the coast of Sicily in the sinking of a luxury yacht during a storm on Monday. 7 people died in all. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, Donald Trump Jr. here. Biden is dead set to fulfill his agenda before leaving office. Translation, more money printing and soaring inflation. Is gold the answer to protect your savings and retirement? To find out, get a free info kit from Birch Gold Group by texting the word SHELTER to 989-898. Don't let inflation wreck your IRA or 401k. Act now to secure your future. Text SHELTER to the number 989-898 for your free info kit from Birch Gold.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
It is sentencing day for a Missouri man who had a Nazi flag and drove a U-Haul into a White House security barrier last year.
Cy Kandula pleaded guilty back in May after acknowledging in court he deliberately slammed into a security barrier at the White House, saying he wanted to seize power. His charge carries a maximum of 10 years in prison and $250,000 fine, but prosecutors have recommended a sentence no longer than 8 years. Prosecutors allege he was willing to seize power by killing the president if, quote, that's what I have to do and would hurt anyone that would stand in my way. No one was injured during the episode. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
In Memphis, Tennessee, a former police officer is expected to change his plea today to guilty. In the beating death of Tyree Nichols at a traffic stop in January of last year, Emmett Martin would join Desmond Mills Jr., who pleaded guilty back in November to using excessive force and other charges. 3 other former police officers are also charged in Memphis. In Kentucky, 2 ex-cops are facing lesser charges in a controversial death 4 years ago.
A federal judge has reduced the charges against former Louisville detective Joshua Janes and former Sergeant Kyle Meany. They were charged over using false information during the preparation and approval of the search warrant that led to Breonna Taylor's death in 2020. The two still face other charges in the case, but the reduction means that instead of potentially getting life in prison if convicted, they stand to be sentenced to no more than a year. Taylor was killed when her then boyfriend, who was at her apartment the night of the raid, fired at police who responded with 32 shots, several of which hit and killed Taylor. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
We will hear an hour from now from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell from a Fed gathering in Wyoming. Maybe we'll get an update on when interest rates might be cut. Ahead of that, on Wall Street, stock futures are surging. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. For the first time since the start of the COVID pandemic, the Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District will operate on full service at the end of this week. MTD explains the pandemic and subsequent bus driver shortages left MTD unable to run full service for the last 4 years. A manufacturing facility in Ford County closing next year. Rhino Ag in Gibson City reportedly shutting down by the end of March of the new year. Around 80 employees losing jobs. The company says the closure is necessary for the long-term sustainability of the company. Layoffs expected to start in October. New mural coming to Paxton to help showcase a new business. One local artist painting a directory of the downtown wall, listing businesses at the location. Nate Grice is adding to the city's collection of artwork and murals. He repainted a similar one across the street of the Commandery building with a vintage aesthetic. A new store, Blush Plus Velvet, will be setting up shop with women's clothing and other items. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim Miller. ESPN 93.5, big event, Muhammad. And it starts tonight. And Ryan Heiser, going to talk to him in a second, president and CEO of Fisher National Bank. The same name as our text line. And Solier, you've done well, sir. Your forecast is
Thank you.
A+, man.
Thank you.
It's really good.
Good. That's here to protect and serve, as they say here in the weather office.
Our weather brought to you by Kurt Lenshaw over at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt and State Farm are there. Okay, friend, what you looking at here for today, tomorrow, Sunday, and into next week?
Well, we're here to, generate some fine, return to late summer weather for a change here in East Central Illinois, the Twin Cities. These cool mornings have been a delight. We may kind of try to revisit this a little bit beyond, briefly, the Labor Day holiday weekend. So there's signs of a cold front late next week and certainly well after, Thursday night football next week, which should be a warm affair over at Memorial Stadium, and hot weather for folks who are still trying to clamber into a little pool time maybe over at the Park District here for the upcoming weekend. Comfortable temperatures. The air is dry, so readings are coming up quickly with a reading now of, 60. Bloomington normal. Rantoul over at Willard and Savoy, 58 at Danville, 57 at Kankakee, 65 at St. Louis, 62 downtown Indianapolis. Some weakening shower activity well west of the Missouri. That's the stuff that may catch us here back into the weekend, namely really late tomorrow night and early in the day on Sunday. Next organized crack at it, probably sometime next Friday or next holiday weekend. At least that would be Labor Day early on. Not a complete wash by any means, mind you. Forecast for the day today, sunshine. Afternoon temperatures, a little more seasonal at 83. Light wind down at 64. Weekend highs of 87 tomorrow. Close to 90 on Sunday. Maybe a stray shower late tomorrow night, early in the day on Sunday. No washout by any means and iffy at best. We head towards the lower 90s. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, humidity up. And then a couple of showers and thunderstorms to round out late next week with Thursday and Friday highs still well into the 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Dolchus, Greg Sold.
All right, buddy, thanks so much. Diane, what's the name of the thing tonight?
It's the Muhammad Music Festival, MuhammadMusicFest.com for details. So much great music on the agenda, including this band called Rearview, a Pearl Jam tribute band, and they'll be on stage 9 o'clock.
All right, Ryan Heiser is the CEO, president of Fisher National Bank. You know Pearl Jam, right?
I'm very familiar with Pearl Jam.
How about Rearview?
Rearview's a good song.
Rearview,
and they're good talent too, Stevie J.
That's going to be at 9 o'clock tonight on the Darwin Boston.
So they're a cover
stage.
band from Pearl Jam.
Yep.
They sound, I mean, this is Rearview here. They sound like Pearl Jam?
Yeah, I check them out on YouTube. They sound pretty good.
Yeah.
Coming down from Chicago, should be a really good show.
I mean, people made a living out of doing the Beatles over and over again, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
So Rearview tonight is a Pearl Jam tribute band, and Ryan and I have seen Pearl Jam in real life back in the day. So we'll see how they hold up.
Why is Fisher National Bank so invested into this?
Stevie, that's a great question. I mean, we've been invested in the festival probably since 2012. We're big into supporting community events, and this is, one of the area's biggest events. That's what it's turned into. And so it's our way to give back to the community. It's a free festival for folks to come out and enjoy the music and hit the carnival rides and visit the food vendors. But again, it's just our way of giving back to the community.
Fun. Okay, tonight, and it goes through tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow
that's
night.
right.
And there's all kinds of big talent coming up tomorrow night, too.
Mm-hmm.
So you got, who's leading off?
So I was, especially supporting Drew Baldridge because we play this song, Somebody's Daughter, over on US 105.9, and it's charted up to number 5 on the country charts.
She's more than just a pretty face in a late night bar, more than just a pair of tight jeans sitting in your car.
Yeah, I think country music tells such stories. I mean, they're so good.
Absolutely.
Really good. It kind of became the top 40 market from the standpoint of genre of what people enjoy because they're real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you think of where we live here in central Illinois, and they tell a lot of the same stories that we live every day.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so that's Drew Baldridge, and then what, Diane?
We've got a friend in, of course, Jim Hampton, Tapman's Towing. Their VIP party tent is right to the right of the stage, and that's always fun as people get tickets for that. The shuttle service begins at 6 o'clock tonight. Lexi Teifel will stake the State Farm stage at 6:10. She's a local favorite. Jake and Michaela perform at 7, and we already talked about Rearview. Now, tomorrow, Cochran and Company is a Christian band, and they'll start at 11 o'clock. So there's all kinds of vendors. They've got the parade that starts at 9 a.m. Ryan, has Fisher National Bank got an entry or part of that at all?
You know what? I don't think we have an entry in the parade, but we do have a booth along Main Street. So we're one of the vendors out there. We also have a lot of staff donating hours too, voluntary hours.
Fisher National Bank.
We can only do so much.
Fisher National Bank's growing. But
yeah.
It doesn't echo in your building. I mean, it's very eye contacty. You're a small local bank, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're roughly 350 million in assets. We have 6 branches, but we still try to maintain that local feel. This stuff we've grown to appreciate: handshakes and eye contact, and trying to follow through with the things we say.
And growing. I mean, you just opened up in Danville, right?
We did. We just opened our 6th branch in Danville about a month ago, having some early success there.
Yeah.
So really excited about the future and serving Champaign and Vermilion County.
Mm-hmm. So this is Dylan Scott that we're hearing, and he'll be the headliner that takes the stage at 9 o'clock. It is just a blast in Mahomet this weekend. If you want to see a free show, come on out. Of course, you'll have money in your pocket for the drinks and vendors.
She looks so pretty when the makeup on. You should hear her talking to her mama on the phone.
How's a guy get a voice like that? I sound like Mickey Mouse. This is crazy.
When she raps
Hi,
in the
Mouseketeers. What a voice.
That's my girl. I did a meet and greet with US 105.9, and these ladies from Paxton just melted when they saw the dark hair and crystal blue eyes. Dylan Scott, man. I've brought him on stage a few times, and I'm just looking so forward to this whole thing. Of course, the Bags Tournament happening. The Lions Beverage Garden will open up at noon tomorrow and after 5 today, so be a part of it. Mahomet's got it going on.
Yeah, Fisher National Bank, the big sponsor for this, going to be... Gonna have time to get out there for a bit of time, Brian, this weekend?
Yeah, I'll be making a couple appearances. Be there, early in the day and catch the Christian band. Visit with some folks that I see usually during festival
That's
time.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then hitting the VIP tent Saturday night.
Awesome,
Excellent.
Awesome.
And if you have kids, of course, they have the armbands for all these carnival rides, and they're doing like a noon to 4 and a 6 to 10, different sessions. So if you need more details, it's MahometMusicFest.com.
Ryan Heiser, nice of you to drive to Philo, man. And tell me where your branches are.
We have branches in Fisher, Mahomet, Champaign, Catlin, Georgetown, and Danville.
You drive around every now and then, go see everybody, or?
I do.
Yeah.
I try to make my rounds, and there's a few days where I'll be in 2 or 3 branches at the same day.
Are they taken back by the fact you wear a tux to work? Is that something that's new? Or?
That's one thing I don't wear is a tux.
Right. You will tomorrow with the wedding,
I
Stevie.
sure will. Yes, I will.
His son's getting married,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Christian
How old are your
and Riley.
kids?
I've got a 22-year-old and a 20-year-old.
Get
man.
out.
You don't look old.
You must have been a young parent.
I was. I started early.
Well,
Okay.
good for you. You're youthful and you could do a lot of push-ups. Still looking good there, buddy.
That's right.
Ryan Heiser, Fisher National Bank. What's the best way to reach your bank?
You can find us online, fishernational.com, or you can call any one of our branches, or you can even call me on my cell phone if you need me.
Dang, I
Nice.
like that. President, CEO, Ryan Heiser. Hey, thanks for running in. Always a pleasure. Anytime.
Thanks for having me. I
Join
appreciate
me.
it.
Betcha. ESPN 93.5. We'll be right back. Very happy and honored to have Dr. Abraham Cottrell, cardiac electrophysiology, OSF, Heart of Mary in Urbana. What is AFib?
Yeah, so atrial fibrillation is a heart rhythm disorder, and it's actually the most common heart rhythm disorder that needs treatment. So about 6 million Americans have it currently, and it's expected to increase to about 15 million by 2050. So it's a growing problem. There are lots of things that lead to atrial fibrillation, and this includes diseases like diabetes and hypertension, sleep apnea. Other factors that lead to it are an excessive alcohol and tobacco use, being overweight or obese, and being sedentary. Generally it's an older person's disease. Generally, if you have other heart conditions, it's worth looking for. So that there's a condition called heart failure, which commonly is associated with atrial fibrillation. So hopefully, if you have one of those conditions, those patients are being seen by a cardiologist, and that cardiologist is paying attention to the heart rhythm and keeping an eye on things to look for the development of atrial fibrillation.
To learn more, visit osfhealthcare.org.
All right, sports headlines. The Cardinals win. The Cardinals win.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney. The Cardinals finished off their homestand against the Dodgers and Brewers, going 3-3, and they won 2 out of 3 against the division-leading Milwaukee Brewers by shutting them out on 3 hits, 3-0.
A great ending to the series and to the homestand for the Cardinals. Ryan Helsley picked up the save, his 39th. Miles Michaelis got the start for the Cardinals. He was outstanding. Only 2 hits allowed in 6 innings. Look, a very good Brewers team, but they only managed 3 hits in the game.
Oliver Marmol and Dusty Blake, just like they'd like to have it, where they had 6 out of the starter. Then the big 3, Kittredge, who got the win. Romero a hold, Helsley the save.
I love the slider of Kittredge, and JoJo got his guys as well.
The Cardinals move on to Minneapolis, where tonight they open up a 3-game series against the Twins. Andre Palante against right-hander David Festa. Palante goes for his 6th win. On the air at 6:15. Ricky will have the lineups at 7. I'll bring you the first pitch around 7:10.
Okay. Well,
we had Cubs win 10-2 over Detroit.
It was an easy one.
They got Miami now, down in Miami with a 6-10 start. The action over on US 105.9. Detroit and Chicago White Sox have a 7-10 start. We've got our EIU game coming up on Thursday at 8 o'clock. That means we'll be at Pia's the day before. Chance to win tickets. The AEW Wrestling at the State Farm Center. You got that fan bus you can take at 5:45 as you join Lante and Derek Piper with The Drive and their live broadcast at Pia's, happening from 3 to 5 on Wednesday, so keep that in mind. Mike Small's 25th year as coach. Wow. They've announced the fall schedule, and it looks like on September 9th through the 11th, they'll be in Michigan for the Folds of Honor. They've got Olympia Fields on September 20th through the 22nd, and more.
All right, before you walk down the aisle like Christian and Riley, they talked about money. Well, that's what Busey suggests that you do. Talk about you're going to have your own checking account. We're doing this together. How's your credit report? Here's my credit report. It's better to know each other, develop a plan to shoot down some bad debt like credit cards. If you haven't checked the interest on your credit card, you might do it. You'll be eliminated even if you can't pay it off. It's a bunch these days. And decide how much you want to save. When you're just starting out or you're celebrating your milestone anniversary, Busey can provide an array of solutions tailored to your specific needs. You can keep and manage all of your accounts in one place, 5 lines of business, personal, mortgage, business, cash management, wealth management. You can go to Busey.com. You can stop by one of their many convenient locations. For over 155 years. They opened their first bank in 1868. It's hard to believe. U of I was opened in 1867. And then Busey.
There you go.
Same name, that long. Busey, member FDIC.
The Bears beat Kansas City
How about
34-21 yesterday. And, of course, we've got the Bears over on Q96.
Yep, Q96 had the ball game. The Bears are undefeated, untied.
Absolutely.
Regular season's next, September the 8th. All right, it's 8:19.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign and Penn Saturday, and the warm-up gets underway here on this finally Friday. Extends into the weekend, a more typical summertime feel, and just remote chances for a stray shower over the back end of the weekend. Better chances for some organized rainfall late next week. Otherwise, warm weather and dry weather expected for next Thursday night football over at Memorial Stadium. Warmer afternoon in store here on this finally Friday. Mostly sunny up to 83, increasing clouds tonight, milder 64. Partly sunny for the day tomorrow, high about 87. Maybe a stray shower late tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. Then partly sunny, very warm, more humid, the high close to 90 for the day on Sunday. Hot weather Monday and Tuesday, as well as Wednesday. Lower 90s by day, upper 60s at night. Maybe a stray shower late Thursday night. Then a couple of showers and thunderstorms on a cold front next Friday. High temperatures of the upper 80s on Thursday. That's next Thursday, and into the 80s for next Friday. Cooler weather is shaping up for the Labor Day holiday weekend. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Wall Street will be reacting today to Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who is addressing the Fed's Jackson Hole Summit. Investors are looking for guidance on when and by how much the Fed will cut interest rates. Oil services company Halliburton says it is the victim of a cyber attack. The Houston-based business says it's taken some systems offline and has notified law enforcement along with working to restore systems and identify the impact. There's another sign higher prices are pushing shoppers to discount stores. Ross Stores earnings topped expectations. Sales were up 4%. Ross is rallying, shares up 6%. Workday shares up 14% after an upbeat forecast. It sees demand growing for its human resources and financial software and products. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosolda. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey, this is Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Every Tuesday, you'll hear what's on my mind. Plus, every Thursday, there's a special bonus episode where we answer the questions that are on your mind. Make sure to spend your Tuesdays and Thursdays with Trey. Subscribe now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts. Hope to see you.
America's listening to Fox News.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in?
Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or two, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day.
What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Mattis Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855.
Better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. We are a locally owned community bank that has served the area since 1955. Fisher National is rooted in the communities we serve. We pride ourselves on providing financial resources that match or better the mega banks. We are your friends and neighbors who are involved in your communities and take a vested interest in seeing our customers thrive and prosper. Offering a line of rewarding consumer-centric deposits, home mortgages, small business banking, and agricultural lending. There are no compromises banking local with Fisher National. Our convenient online and mobile tools are second to none. We'll work hard to meet your financial needs and earn your trust. Learn more about Fisher National at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches. Our team looks forward to serving you.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions. Did you know we specialize in underground sewer, water, and drainage pipes? We install and repair the water lines coming in your house or building and the sewer and septic lines leaving your house. From water lines, sewer lines, or drain lines, or even your septic system, Lands Underground has the solution for your problem. Residential, commercial, and industrial, Lands Underground has a solution for you. Lands Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
All righty, it's Friday. We're going to call Tim Onstad. We had Shauna Green on yesterday, so we'll get the smoke show back. Tim and Donna had a great, I thought, 2 top 5 finishes in an area they're not used to being great at. So we'll ask Tim Onstad, our guy with smoke, our pitmaster extraordinaire, who makes the best brisket ever.
That's right.
That'll be coming up in the next segment here.
And who knew? I mean, it must be Donna doing the desserts, right? Or is Tim?
How dare you, sexist? What the heck?
I just saw so many desserts yesterday with that Diamond's Desserts and Distinction.
How was Shauna Green as a speaker?
Oh, she did great. And she really didn't look like she was following a note card. And I was scrambling at one point where I wanted the sponsors list, and I had made all these notes before I came to MC the event. Couldn't find that sheet anywhere. And I was up there and in the moment, and I was like, what did I write down? But where she talked about, character and talked about Girl Scouts and building that person as someone who's confident and ready to go and has courage. Those 3 C's kept coming up in her talk, and how, she essentially uses these things that the Girl Scouts have in their meetings every day when she's coaching our girls. And she talked about her 10-year-old son, Mateo, that we talked about, him turning 10 in Greece on her foreign trip where she got nothing but wins.
Yep.
And how we all need more of that, and we all need to keep teaching the young people in our life and that service and community service and being invested in our community. It was great.
Yeah, she, if you didn't hear, I signed her. I didn't check with Josh Whitman, but I signed her extension till 2052.
He actually apprecited that. He was sitting with his wife, Hope, and they have a young daughter, Tate, who's also a Girl Scout.
How old is she?
I think 6, 7 or
wow.
so.
These kids have to be getting bigger, man. You have 2, a boy and a girl.
It's wild because we had a chapter with Jeremy Werner, obviously, and he's such a great sports guy. And Josh and Hope follow Tiffany and Jeremy on their kids. And, we knew Jeremy when he was just getting married.
Yep.
And you see all this evolution of time through people in the family that are now growing up and off to kindergarten and all that.
I extended her to 2052. How many years is that? 42, 32.
I probably should have done the math.
28 years.
Like you'll be with us.
So we're probably going to have to come up with 40 to 50 million for that long, because she's going to win several national championships.
Well, in any case, Josh did clap his hand to that and say yes.
And how about our promotion idea? Eyelash night.
Oh, I didn't mention that when I was on the mic.
Because everybody can pop those on like the girls have. They have a lot of eyelashes going on. That's kind of the new thing.
That is. And she liked a lot of our fun ideas.
So we're an idea house here, just churning them out.
44, birthday on Halloween, and 29 years is 73. She'll be coaching till she's 73.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
Go Illini.
By that time, 73 will be like 50, All right, we got a break for the news. Tim Onstad coming up, our pitmaster, and I want to pick his brain about his new areas of expertise now based on the finishing he had. Big 50-team cook-off last week in Madison, Indiana, and I thought he did great. He will give us the results of how they did on their big the pitmaster extraordinaire, Tim Onstad. All right, that'll be coming up next. Hey, it's Friday, August 23. It's going to be up to 84 today, 828.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Join Fighting Illini football as they kick off the 100th anniversary season in Memorial Stadium on Thursday, August 29th at 8 p.m. versus Eastern Illinois. Start your Labor Day weekend early with the whole family. Enjoy the Family Fun Zone in Grange Grove, plus fireworks in the stadium. Great seats available for as low as $15 for the Illinois football home opener, Thursday, August 29th. Get tickets at fightingillini.com.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
That's our buddy Jim Hampton. He's going to pop in the studio on Monday. Talk a little bit about what they got coming up. So
VIP tent at Muhammad Music
That's
Fest.
this weekend, but it's something else he's talking about.
Okay,
on Monday.
great.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. The news and Tim Onstadt, Pitmaster Extraordinaire. Next, it is 8:30.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster.
I accept your nomination to be President of the United States of America.
Vice President Harris in her speech closing out the Democratic National Convention, talking about her upbringing, career as prosecutor, abortion rights, and more, including former President Trump trying to overturn the last election results.
Donald Trump tried to throw away your votes. When he failed, he sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol, where they assaulted law enforcement officers.
New Jersey House Republican Jeff Van Drew on Fox says elections are about issues, not speeches.
This is a show. This is theater.
Former President Trump wraps up 5 days of campaign stops with events in Nevada and Arizona today. Independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is expected to end his campaign today. Trump says he doesn't know if he'll get Kennedy's endorsement. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A manufacturing facility in Ford County closing next year. Rhino Ag in Gibson City reportedly shutting down by the end of March of the new year. Around 80 employees losing jobs. The company says the closure necessary for the long-term sustainability of the company. Layoffs expected to start in October. New mural coming to Paxton to help showcase a new business. One local artist painting a directory of the downtown wall, listing businesses at the location. Nate Grice is adding to the city's collection of artwork and murals. He repainted a similar one across the street of the Commandery building with a vintage aesthetic. A new store, Blush Plus Velvet, will be setting up shop with women's clothing and other items. For the first time since the start of the COVID pandemic, the Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District will operate on full service at the end of this week. MTD explains the pandemic and subsequent bus driver shortages left MTD unable to run full service for the last 4 years. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Welcome to Friday and hip hip hooray for the upcoming weekend. Summertime weather returns across the area. Minimal rainfall chances over the back end of the weekend. Better organization to rainfall probably a week from now. Come next Friday, looks to be a warm next Thursday evening over Memorial Stadium for Illini football. Warmer this afternoon, mostly sunny up to 83. Light southeast to south wind for tonight. Increasing cloudiness will level off to a milder overnight low down to about 64 for the weekend. Partly sunny, seasonal warmth back in for the day tomorrow. Mid and upper 80s. We'll target 87 tomorrow afternoon with a light southeast to south wind in the 60s and a stray shower late tomorrow night. Maybe an isolated shower here Sunday morning. Then very warm, more humid in the afternoon. Partly sunny, up close to 90. We'll make the lower 90s Monday and Tuesday. Highs near 90 next Wednesday. And maybe a shower or thunderstorm late Thursday night after football. More likely into next Friday. High temperatures late next week in the 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldgate.
Jets is hiring. Call 217-352-9992 or stop into 1907 West Springfield Avenue near Round Barn in Champaign. Jets is open till 10 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays till midnight. Are you looking for a side hustle? Here's Josh from Jets talking about the benefits of doing deliveries.
When I was a delivery driver, it was amazing how much the actual amount of money I had just shot right up. It's hard to describe. You have money in your pocket every single day.
For details on joining the team, visit jetspizza.com.
Attention all truck drivers looking for a new opportunity with great pay and amazing benefits. Gale Frericks Trucking has got you covered. Join their team, receive a $4,000 sign-on bonus. That's right, $4,000 just for coming on board. Plus, enjoy a $1,200 gross weekly pay guarantee. Drive their state-of-the-art Freightliner Cascadia trucks equipped with a revolutionary system designed to reduce weight and downtime. Get home every weekend and some nights during the week with paid vacations and holidays. They offer company-sponsored health insurance and all the benefits you deserve. Regional drivers get first priority. Don't wait. Apply in person at Dedicated Diesel, 1313 Triumph Drive, Urbana, or call Tim at 765-505-1295. That's 765-505-1295. Start your journey today with Gale Frericks Trucking. Yeah, speaking of which, and now a brand new show called Smoke, where we help you with your grill and making the best meat ever with award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstad. Smoke in Tim's Grill. He's the best brisket maker ever. Smoke in Tim's Grill. And now award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstad. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Tim Onstad. He and Donna were in Madison, Indiana last week, 49 extraordinary teams. And here you go, top 5 in pork and top 5 in desserts. What are you doing, man? You're halfway to your book. Come on.
Yeah, that third place pork was a surprise, but last Thursday we talked about we changed a few things in our pork program, and we're going to try to make a dent in that, and it worked. We did well.
Dang. I mean, third. You say you can't cook pork. That's not true.
Well, 4 out of the 6 judges gave us a perfect score.
No way.
And,
That's awesome.
And they throw out the low score, so we were actually like 1.2 points away from a perfect score.
Unbelievable. So you know what you did. You can duplicate that, huh?
We're going to try. Yeah, we thought we had a 180 brisket. It was cooked right. It had all the flavor. It was everything that we were shooting for. And we found out that the regional subtleties in judging and everything, the judges in Madison this year, and because we haven't competed a lot this year, we knew we were going to be kind of at the mercy of just doing our best and guessing. They want sauce on the brisket, and I think that's a sin. Donna threatens to kill me every time I talk about it. But there's a little thing in barbecue called shiggin', and that is spying basically on your competitors. It's an art, and so when we got those brisket results, I went and did a little shiggin', and we were on the same table. So we put our brisket up against the best that was there. We were on the same table as the teams that got first, second, and fifth.
Wow.
Those people are all good friends of mine, and so I went and talked to them a little bit, and all of them had it sauced. And so we got some inside information on some brisket sauce. We're going to be experimenting with some xanthan gum, actually. Was a big ingredient. And we're going to go at them again and make a stab at getting back on top in brisket here.
Unbelievable. Tim Onstad, what about dessert? Another top 5 finish?
Well, all I do with dessert is taste it. All I do is eat it. Donna is the dessert queen.
Diane suggests that. Says that Donna, and I called Diane. I said, "You sexist? What about Tim?"
Exactly.
Anyway. So what did Donna prepare?
Well, at these contests, they have a mandatory ingredient or theme that it has to be, and this was pudding. So she did a mini muffin pans, and she put graham cracker crust in the bottom, and then a pudding-based no-bake cheesecake filling. When we popped those out, then she put, and it was a lemon flavored. She put a blueberry sauce with fresh blueberries on top of it, topped it with whipped cream and some lemon zest so that you got the smell as you were putting it in your mouth.
Nice.
And it was good. I could have, they're only about 2 inches around. I could have set and ate 40 of them.
Yeah, I was just thinking I popped those like M&Ms and just easily. So what is, I mean, can you duplicate that? I mean, had she not done that one before? And man, I can't, that just all sounds perfect.
She's practiced it a few times, and we can duplicate that. It's usually a top 10, but this was a top 5, so that was pretty nice.
Hey, all right, so Tim Onstad, Tim and Donna out there. When's your next competition?
We're going to do a non-sanctioned event in Terre Haute on September 28th, so that won't be the Touring Pros. Last year, WTHI, the TV station down here, sponsors it. We got first in brisket and second in chicken there, so they've asked us to come back and do it again, and they've changed the judging format for the overall winner, and maybe we'll have a shot at that. If this format would have been in place last year, we would have won going away.
Man, oh man. All right, so it's Tim Onstad. He's also in charge of Dixie Chopper, the dedicated diesel house off Triumph as you're driving north toward Ran 2 on 45. How's everything with Dixie Chopper?
Hey, it's great. I've already been in trouble about this Falcon price that I'm pushing at $7,500.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep doing it. I mean, the minimum advertised price is $8,000. They've already chewed me out. What else are they going to do?
Well, right, exactly. And plus, you've already promoted the fact that it's the most comfortable lawnmower seat you've ever tried. I mean, man.
Exactly.
That's important. If you're on there all day as a commercial guy,
telling you.
You want comfort, right? Man.
Right, so we've got that one for $7,500. We've got some used trade-ins that people have been trading in and picking up the new Dixie Chopper. If anybody's interested in trying out a zero turn and not sure how they're going to drive it, you know, just to get the feel of a zero turn and then move up to a Cadillac. I mean, you don't, when your kid's 16 and gets his first car, you don't start him out in a Cadillac, you get him a Pinto. So we've got some Toro, Toro and Cub Cadet Pintos out there, you know, and lower price that people can get the hang of and get used to, and then move up into the Cadillac or the Dixie Chopper.
And Gail Ferrick's Trucking, are you drivered up yet?
Oh, it's awesome. We're about full on the regional drivers. I've still got some grain hauling positions open starting October 1st. 3 of those, I think, be good opportunities for somebody to get into our system that is home every night. Of course, the farm schedules depended on my Solier brother, Greg, on the weather.
Right.
He's been doing a great job lately, hasn't he?
Yes, sure has. Awesome.
But we've got those going on. And you had a news item that I'll touch on real quick. Rhino Ag has announced that they're moving their production to Selma, Alabama. Mm-hmm. They're a big customer of ours on the flatbed side, and they thought enough of us for the president of the company to call me Monday night after this announcement went out and assure us that we're part of the picture going forward, and they're going to rely on us heavily. So, you know, our guys aren't panicking. In fact, there's going to be more opportunities for us in the trucking business with Rhino.
Way to go.
Yes, it is.
Tim Onstad. All right, my friend. How can people connect with you?
They can get me at timo@gftlog.com on the email, or they can call me at 765-793-7131. You can hook up with Andy on Facebook at Dedicated Equipment. Get your Dixie Chopper. Call him at 217. Oh, here we go again. What's the number, Diane? Help me out. 217-328-0562.
That's
Nice.
it.
Way to pull it out, man. Tim,
And then, what kind of extension did you give Shauna Green on her contract when I got bumped yesterday?
Yeah, well, I gave
50
her
years or something?
28 more.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay, we need to talk about my month-to-month.
Okay.
that's right.
We'll have a word about that.
Yeah, Josh Whitman apparently clapped at the idea.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
So-
He liked that idea. Let's lock it in.
And I didn't even figure what it's going to cost us, but I truly think she's like if UConn, the fabled University of Connecticut women's program, if that Gino Ariano was his name,
Yep.
if he leaves, she gets a call. I'm telling you, that's how good I think she is. I am high on Shauna Green. I think they're going to look at what she's doing at Illinois. They're going to get her. So don't let her leave. Don't let her leave.
But I think it's kind of nice. I mean, that was ahead of the Diamonds, Desserts, and Distinction with the Girl Scouts being honored yesterday. So thank you for adjusting your schedule. I'm sure when I'm popping around at Muhammad Music Fest this weekend, people will appreciate some of these tips and talking about the grilling and being a pitmaster when I'm out and
Not
about.
a problem. Not a problem. Even though barbecue does come before basketball episode.
There you go.
All right, buddy. We'll talk next week. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
That's Tim Onstadt. He's a really good guy. He played for the Effingham Flaming Hearts.
Okay.
And some of our older listeners will remember a basketball player that led Bobby Knight to the Effingham High School gymnasium all the time. He was recruiting a kid called Uwe Blopp.
Okay.
Uwe Blopp was a German 7'2", and Tim guarded him in practice. He was younger than Uwe. And then there's a kid named Olaf Blopp, B-L-O-P, and he played at Illinois for a while. But now Uwe played at Indiana, and Tim was in that era of basketball back then, younger than Uwe, but his fun stories there. 8:45, ESPN 93.5.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. Well, the Bears won on Q96. We have the radio broadcast this year, September 8th, and next time you'll hear it on Q96. Chicago Bears finished the preseason 4-0. Have they ever been 4-0 in preseason?
Right.
Do they have the team?
You can't put too much weight in that because sometimes, did Kansas City even have any of their starters in?
Well, Bears didn't either, I don't think.
Okay, and they had defensive back Douglas Coleman III was hospitalized suffering an injury while making a tackle yesterday in that 34-21 preseason win over the Chiefs. So we'll be watching how serious that is after the report today.
Must have been a head something, huh? He goes to the hospital. I don't know. Anyway, that's too bad. If the Bears have been the Bears, the way the
Coleman placed on medical personnel stabilizing board and then a stretcher.
Hate that.
Face mask was removed, but not his helmet.
Oh boy! Now, is a Bear player?
This is a Bear player.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well,
Douglas Coleman.
If you look at the Bears' history, and you're going to take 4-0 in the preseason, heck yeah, it's big.
Gave a thumbs up before he was carted off the field.
Douglas Coleman.
Yes.
Say a prayer for Douglas Coleman. But if you've been the Bears, you're excited about 4-0. Before the Dallas Cowboys, but Dallas, there's a moment they were really bad, and then they went 4-0 in preseason, and then they got really good over the years. So this could just be a thing about learning how to win. And no matter what, you feel better when you win, regardless who somebody so-and-so didn't play. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. For real, they host the Tennessee Titans September 8th in Soldier Field, Chicago.
Okay.
So that's and they'll be favored against the Titans, and we'll see Caleb Williams and everything else. But you can hear it on Q96 with 2 hours pregame before kickoff. So
I love it.
Fun stuff.
So it does look like I thought they had a little bit of an update because it was one of the top trending stories, but it still has the same information that I mentioned. He could move his limbs and stuff. So, but
it's a violent sport.
It
really is.
So, and we've got high school chomping at the bit here, and a lot of people doing their exhibition game with a limited amount of plays, but I think they're actually are playing other teams in this glimpse. It's not just...
Well, I know St. George and Tuscola did. So they played each other.
Okay.
But I don't know how widespread that is because you just freak out about getting somebody hurt early.
Right.
But you can't go out and tiptoe either. You got to go play.
That's right.
So, not
But
easy.
it's a different look than, Unity's white jerseys versus our maroon jerseys and stuff like that, like it used to be in that fall preview back in the day. Now, St. Louis Cardinals win over Milwaukee 3-0. They've got the Minnesota Twins with a 7-10 start here on ESPN 93.5. And the Cubs beat Detroit 10-2, so they've got Miami 6-10 over on US 105.9.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign and Penn this Saturday, and the warm-up gets underway here on this finally Friday. Extends into the weekend, a more typical summertime feel, and just remote chances for a stray shower over the back end of the weekend. Better chances for some organized rainfall late next week. Otherwise, warm weather and dry weather expected for next Thursday night football over at Memorial Stadium. Warmer afternoon in store here on this finally Friday, mostly sunny up to 83, increasing clouds tonight, milder 64. Partly sunny for the day tomorrow, high about 87. Maybe a stray shower late tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. Then partly sunny, very warm, more humid, the high close to 90 for the day on Sunday. Hot weather Monday and Tuesday, as well as Wednesday. Lower 90s by day, upper 60s at night. Maybe a stray shower late Thursday night. Then a couple of showers and thunderstorms on a cold front next Friday. High temperatures in the upper 80s on Thursday. That's next Thursday. And into the 80s for next Friday. Cooler weather shaping up for the Labor Day holiday weekend. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center is open for the summer swimming season. Bring the whole family for a fun day at the pool. The pool opens weekdays at 12:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sundays at 11 a.m. Buy a pool membership or punch cards for savings on admission. Stay up to date on Facebook and Twitter for special days and events at the pool. Have fun and splash in the sun. Go to Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center this summer. For details, visit urbanaparks.org.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
All righty, that's going to wrap for the week.
Big weekend ahead, Stevie.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Christian and Riley getting married tomorrow, my oldest triplet.
Uh-huh.
And Riley Suits from the St. Joe Ogden area.
Yes,
and
she's
just
terrific.
And big family on their side, and there'll be a lot of people at this, and we're excited just to be part of it. But they're just a great young couple, met at church youth group.
Mm-hmm.
The college ministry is how they met.
That's right.
And no, it's a blessing they found each other. So we're excited. And we'll report back Monday. Be back with you and get Illinois and Eastern going, and live at Pia's with the boys on Wednesday.
That's right. So take note of that. For me, it's Crisis Nursery with the sound system out there at Carl at the Fields from 9 to 1, and then Muhammad Music Fest all weekend, too. It'll be great.
I mentioned it earlier in the program, Diane's appearances at events. The over-under every day is 7.
To me,
man,
it's the best part of this job is working the crowd, having some fun, maybe meeting some people who want to do some radio messages. I can take care of you.
Exactly right, but nobody is more community-oriented than Diane Ducey. And
Love it.
Has spent more volunteer hours, on the microphone using your talents to help groups. So
Is there a way I could make money at MCing? I don't know.
Well, we'll start a GoFundMe page.
There we go.
Hey, listen, have a great time. We'll talk to you soon.
Enjoy the weekend.
That is Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. We'll meet on Monday. Have a blessed weekend.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. Look at that. Look at it. A pile of junk, a stack of rubbish, some buckets of yuck. Are you tired of looking at it? 2 Minute Junk Truck is available for junk removal or dumpster rentals to get rid of your heap of muck, accumulations of dreck, and mountains of cast-offs. Go to 2minutejuncktruck.com and schedule your time. Let us help you make room for what matters most. 2minutejuncktruck.com for your junk removal and dumpster rentals.
Whether your project is below ground, above ground, or you're just breaking ground, United Rentals has the equipment and tools you need. They rent and sell everything from forklifts and backhoes to scissor lifts, trench shoring systems, and portable restrooms. They also offer a complete range of industrial tools for any job, small or large. Count on United Rentals for the world's largest rental fleet, backed by a team of equipment experts ready to help you get the job done. For the branch nearest you, visit UnitedRentals.com or call 800-UR-RENTS.
The free 20th annual Meadowbrook Park Jazz Walk is September 6th. The walk runs from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the Wandell Sculpture Garden. Enjoy jazz ensemble music at various stations in the most unique setting around. Enter Meadowbrook Park off Race Street and get ready for a fantastic evening of jazz music and public art. Go to urbanaparks.org for details. The Meadowbrook Park Jazz Walk on September 6th. Urbana Park District. You belong here.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Political news is sure to dominate the headlines in 2024, adding uncertainty to the markets. This makes a disciplined investment strategy even more critical to achieving your long-term goals. To assure your investments are aligned with your objectives, contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
THOS.com.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.